get our bodies warmed up and introduce you to Vinyasa Yoga. The first thing to talk about is a brick. Sometimes this can be quite useful in order to stabilize your body and also to help gain more stretch as well. If you find a seated position very uncomfortable, it can be quite nice just to place a brick underneath your hips, either with your feet coming back underneath you, or if you find that very uncomfortable, you can also place the brick underneath your hips and let your legs fall out to the side. This is especially good if your knees come upwards and you're struggling to have a spine that is in a comfortable position. So, for me, I'm going to remove the brick, but you can choose. So from here, we're going to start with breathing. Breathing is absolutely fundamental for life, and we take it for granted that we all breathe correctly, and it isn't always the case. So you're going to close your eyes, place one hand onto your chest and the other hand onto your rib cage. I want you to breathe normally and become aware of whether you are breathing into both hands, whether you're breathing into your chest hand, or whether you're breathing into your rib hand. Take 5 nice breaths here. If you found that you're just breathing into your chest hand, start to open up and release your belly button and breathe a little bit more into your belly. If you found that you are breathing just into your belly hand, try and relax the rib cage and feel the rib cage breathe and widen as you do this. And a nice way of feeling for both movements is actually having your hands over your rib cage and slightly over your belly at the same time, on the sides of your body. Taking a nice deep inhale through your nose, and then exhale out of your mouth. Take another deep inhale through your nose, and then exhale out of your mouth. And you should be feeling your rib cage get bigger and smaller as you do this. And I said that breathing is fundamental for life. It allows us to exchange gases, so oxygen and carbon dioxide, in and out of your body. It also helps pump the diaphragm, which then helps move your lymphatic tissue, well not the tissue, the fluid, through your intestines, and it brings it all the way up into 2 ducts that sit either side of your neck. And there is a lot of lymphatic tissue around your gut, and this actually helps clean your gut out, so it's very beneficial. If you're struggling with your breathing, then recap, go over this again, and start to see if you can moderate your breaths. We're now going to work on box breathing. Box breathing is about breathing in and for a count of 2. You do a slight hold at the top and then breathing out for a count of 2. And as you do this, you're thinking about breathing in, inhaling until you can't inhale anymore, and you get to a point where you're like, oh, I'm going to burst if I don't exhale. And that's where you slowly let every single drop of air come out of your lungs, and you make the lungs nice and small. So again, hands onto your ribcage. Take a nice deep inhale. So you're breathing in for 1, and then breathing in for 2. This is where I hold, and then gently, I'm breathing out for 1, and I'm breathing out for 2. Inhaling, breathing in for 1, and then for 2. Exhaling, breathing out for 1, breathing out for 2. Breathing in for 1, breathing in for 2. Breathing out for 1, breathing out for 2. We're now going to bring in Ujjayi breathing, and this is where you semi-close the back of your throat. And you breathe in and out of your nose and then mouth. So in through your nose and out through your mouth. It helps with focus. So you breathe in through your nose, close the back of your throat just slightly, it's tightening in the throat. And then you breathe out, and it's almost a vibration as it goes over your vocal cords. And your mouth is closed, but it is almost like a breathe out of your mouth. It feels like a breathe out of your mouth. The picture is performing the Ujjayi breathing and also being able to engage your pelvic floor, your core. And there's also a third lock, which is in your neck. So with this, a lot of people, when they're thinking about drawing up through the pelvic floor, they're thinking about drawing up through the front of the body, whereas I want you to think about drawing up all the way from the back of your spine, underneath your hips, through to the front of your belly button, and draw all the way up into the front of your ribs. So set your Ujjayi breathing up to start with. And then when you're ready, start to gently squeeze the muscles at the base of the spine, so we're thinking glutes. And then you're going to gently squeeze and gather up your pelvic floor in between your thighs. And then drawing your belly button into this as well. And then holding that underneath your sternum, so underneath your chest bone, at the base of the ribs. When I say hold, we're not squeezing with 100% here. It's quite gentle. I'm sitting here and I can just gently feel myself holding a little bit firmer than I was when I was relaxed. going to use